January 1944. Before dawn, a pale winter light hangs over Western Europe. Frost clings to the grass around hidden German airfields carved into forests and farmland. Camouflaged nets lie still. Hangars are quiet. The air smells of cold fuel, damp earth, and pine. Somewhere in the distance, an engine coughs, then falls silent. For the men of the Luftwaffe, this hour is supposed to belong to them. Preparation, routine, control. They do not yet hear the thunder. This moment matters because by early 1944, the air war over Europe had entered its decisive phase. Germany's strategy depended on preserving its fighter force, skilled pilots, hidden airfields, and rapid interception. The Luftwaffe was no longer seeking dominance, only survival. Every intact runway, every fueled aircraft, every experienced pilot mattered. Allied bombers were striking deep into the Reich, but the true contest was not only in the skies, it was on the ground where aircraft slept, where pilots believed they were safe. The Germans expected precision raids at altitude, predictable formations, and time to scramble. What they experienced instead was something entirely different. A new sound, a deeper roar, a low rolling thunder that arrived without warning. It came from the Republic P-47 Thunderbolt. To German pilots, the Thunderbolt initially seemed absurd. It was massive, nearly twice the weight of a Messerschmitt Bf 109. It was bulky, with a barrel-shaped fuselage and wide wings. Early intelligence reports described it as slow to climb, unsuited to European dogfighting. Luftwaffe pilots believed it would be easy prey once stripped of altitude. They were wrong. The Thunderbolt was built around power and punishment. Its Pratt & Whitney R2800 radial engine, an 18-cylinder air-cooled giant, produced over 2,000 horsepower. 850 caliber Browning machine guns filled its wings. It could absorb damage that would tear lighter fighters apart. But its true terror emerged when American strategy changed. By late 1943 and early 1944, Allied commanders realized air superiority would not be won solely by escorting bombers. The Luftwaffe had to be broken at its source. Airfields, fuel dumps, parked aircraft, pilots on the ground, these became legitimate targets. And the Thunderbolt was perfectly suited for this brutal task. On paper, German airfields were hidden, dispersed, protected by flak batteries and forest cover. On maps, they looked secure. In reality, they were vulnerable to a fighter that could dive fast, strike hard, and escape. The Thunderbolt did exactly that. German pilots described the sound first, a rising rumble that grew into a violent roar. Not the high-pitched whine of inline engines, but a heavy pounding thunder that seemed to shake the ground. It came low, faster than expected, and without the warning of high-altitude contrails. In after-action reports, Luftwaffe officers wrote of a sudden low-level attacks by heavy American fighters. One pilot noted that the aircraft appeared too large to maneuver, yet attacked with precision and speed. Another described the psychological shock. The airfield, once a sanctuary, had become a trap. What the Germans expected was time, sirens, orders, scramble procedures. What they experienced was chaos. Thunderbolts dropped from the clouds and treetops, guns already firing. 8 machine guns unleashed nearly 100 rounds per second. Fuel trucks erupted. Aircraft burned before engines could start. Pilots ran for shelters as bullets stitched across concrete and grass. One recurring symbol appeared again and again in German accounts. The sound of the guns, a continuous ripping noise like fabric being torn by an invisible hand. That sound became synonymous with American presence. Not speeches, not flags, just relentless fire.